Welcome to a fantastic edition of Rebellion's educational series. Today we're looking at one of the hottest quant schools in the nation, Fordham's MSQF program, and we're here with the two co-presidents, Gaith and Farouk. Guys, thanks so much for coming on today.
Thank you for having us,
Having
Alex.
us.
So why did you choose Fordham over Berkeley or Baruch?
Keith, you want to take this?
Yeah. To me, there are multiple reasons that I can go on forever, but I would say the faculty, the fact that the faculty aren't just researchers, but they're also market practitioners. Finance, in the world of finance, you can't just read something from a book and apply that in the real world. You got to have a real world experience. So yeah, chance to meet all the faculty from who are really working with financial data and developing new models and at the frontier of the financial quantitative finance field was one of the main reasons why I chose Fordham across any other school or
How
program.
how different do you feel your knowledge is versus prior to, stepping foot in the door?
Oh, I can take that. Yeah, of course. The coursework is super rigorous. So we'll start with like machine learning courses. We're talking about like starting from the basics all the way to advanced machine learning topics, incorporating LLMs to determine sentiment analysis behind forecasting trades, for instance, or looking at advanced math courses having to do with stochastic calc.
Yeah.
Had zero understanding of that before. It isn't necessarily taught in undergrad, and most grad school programs
No, it's
take
just, no, stochastic calculus is essential for quants.
exactly, and it most grad school programs take a few semesters to get into it. We had it in the first semester right away, so that was kind of the foundation of our education behind like pricing models, behind portfolio management, things of that sort, and then obviously all the finance related courses having to do with modeling, portfolio management, derivatives, you name it, we covered it, and all of that under the with a stack of like SQL, C++, Python. I even ended up using Julia for a couple projects, things of that sort, Mathematica, MATLAB, you name it.
And how do you feel like your program director? Is she doing an amazing job?
Oh yeah, she's the best.
Yeah.
She's super encouraging. The cohort. So another point to add to Gates' answer is our cohort size is small, which gives us exclusive access to all the professors, about like under 25 students.
And Farouk, hold on a second, just for our viewers and all of the, undergrads and quants looking for master's applications out there watching this, just so you know, the reasons why Baruch and Berkeley jumped to the top of the nation's quant list is that you had Dan Stefanica at Baruch and Dr. Linda Kreitzman at Berkeley. Each of them motored those programs to the top. So the program director is absolutely essential when it comes to your quant school.
Hmm. And Professor Sheng, who's our program director, she actually had her own hedge fund. She's had decades and decades of experience at top level roles on the buy side and the sell side. So having access to that, to courses, and obviously if we want one-on-one time with her is great. And I don't know if you could say the same about Dan Stefanica or
I mean,
you know,
so do you feel that Fordham is a Wall Street specific program, or do you think you could take it to like an Amazon or a Google as well?
You can. There are alumni that have gone into like deep tech roles, but for the most part, students come to this program do go to some of the nicest buy side jobs, and they get them because the program is curated for those jobs.
Yeah, no, there's just so many alums out in the Wall Street circles. So you guys sound like you've just had a really fantastic experience so far.
Hmm.
Yeah.
It's been a
So
pleasure. Yeah.
uh, now let's discuss how hard is it? How much do you guys work? 7 days a week? How many hours a day? What's the nitty-gritty of that?
It's
Um,
like nonstop. It's like drinking water through a fire hydrant sometimes
Yeah.
because you want to learn a lot. So I would say it's for the people that are the prospects that are very passionate about like getting into the field because it will weed you out eventually. Some students actually end up dropping out because they realize, oh, I don't know if I can keep up with this level of math or keep up with this level of programming because there are prerequisites they expect you to have covered before coming to the program. Sorry, Gabe, you wanted to add something.
Yeah, and to add to that, in the same time, some of us were able to do some research work with other professors and take on part-time jobs. So it's a matter of personal
That's how I
control
became
of
involved
time.
with the program. The previous director, Sudeep Gupta, who's a friend of mine, 20 years, invited me to start managing research with your students. And I have been consistently impressed with Fordham quant students for years now. And it's really just showed me that the program was something special. And I've just been, very happy with what I found about you guys. And you two as the co-presidents, really kind of stand for what the class is about, and I think you guys do a great job of that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful. So to the prospective students out there, what pieces of advice would you give them about Fordham and why they should choose Fordham? And please, each of you go.
Well, I was an undergrad at Fordham before coming back to the program for the graduate school. And one thing that impressed me about the Fordham, and I would say an advice for the other students, is be prepared, know your math, know your computer science. But in the same time, if you come from a place where some of those materials haven't been covered in your undergraduate, the program does allow you to
Are
take
you
selective
making friends
courses
in the
prepared.
program? I mean, how is the social atmosphere? Is it strong?
Super collaborative, super cohesive. It really engenders like a teamwork environment. You work on multiple projects, group projects, and
Do you feel you have friends who will help you out in your career 20 years from now?
100%. Yeah, and even the
Yeah.
alumni are super helpful. Even the board
Yep.
is like super well connected, very like prestigious
And
job.
so if one of you has a problem in 20 years, you'll be comfortable emailing the other for advice and help. No,
Yeah,
that's
For
such a
sure.
big part of graduate school. Let me tell you, from Berkeley to Harvard, graduate school offers an amazing network. Obviously, you learn a lot, but these are friends that are going to help you in your career, and you're going to help each other out. So, no, that's good to know. Some of the problems that I've been hearing with a lot of leading quant schools is that there's almost no social life, and that's the problem with MIT. Rebellion had 5 MIT quant interns last year, and they all said there was no class unity and nobody really talked to each other. And if anything, rebellion was the uniting factor for the MIT master's program. But let's not harp on them. Let's focus on Fordham and Gaith. Do you want to give prospective students some pieces of advice about living in New York and what kind of Fordham offers in regards to connecting to Wall Street?
Yeah, well, New York is a fast-moving city, and what Fordham offers is career services advice, academic advice if you're into research, which is a nice thing where every department is allocated to students where they have access to either researchers, career advice, or alumni networks. So we have the Alumni Connect, where you're able to connect with other alumni, not just in your program or past quant students, but also other alumni from other programs and mentorship, along with other programs that the school offers with the program.
Farouk, have you been making friends with the professors? Are they very accessible for you?
yeah, super accessible, super friendly, super inviting. They're always working on something or the other in terms of research. So there's always opportunities to hop on one of those. Maybe you could be a co-author. That's also a great opportunity to, stand out as a prospective student. I mean, that's inviting to
Hey,
prospective.
I mean, Alexander Lipton, the head portfolio manager at Abu Dhabi's $270 billion equity fund, is still putting out research. So whether you're 71 or 27, everyone needs to put out research. It doesn't matter who you are in the quantum universe. You got to put out research.
Yeah.
In fact, actually, Jean-Philippe Bouchard, who runs the $14 billion capital fund management, CFM, he probably puts out more research than anyone on the planet. And, some people call him the James Simons of France.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Interesting.
so the point is he's the last person who needs to put out research, yet he's putting out so much of it. Man's, multi-billionaire. But anyway, well, this has been a lot of fun. I'm very excited about Fordham. It's, really been entering the conversation as a top 10 U.S. quant school, and I wanted to learn more about it. And I really appreciate you guys coming on. Do you have any parting thoughts for our viewers before we sign off here?
Well, I did want to add like a little more to what Gates said. I would say for prospective students, I didn't come from a particularly tech background. I've worked in tech for 5 years, and I found myself at a crossroads where I was interested in, research and where academia and industry kind of meet. And that's where I felt,
Yeah.
quant is. And on top of that, I knew that I could level up my skills by, learning all these technical skills, machine learning, having to do with data science, math, coding, all this stuff. So that really helped me out as well. I would say it's a great program. You make a ton of friends and small programs, so you get a lot of attention. Professors are great, and I'd really want to give, Professor Sheng her due respect her. Like she really, leveled up the program.
Yeah, yeah, fantastic. Well, no, we're very proud of her, and we're very proud of you guys and the program itself. It's really just become a up there. The Fordham's known for their amazing law school, but now their quant school has become another trophy on the mantelpiece. Anyway, will you guys be well, and talk soon.
Thanks for having us, Alex.
My pleasure.
Reference.